There is nothing the world has for you other than an opportunity for you to give, for you to share, for you to serve, for you to radiate, for you to activate your potential. That's all the world has for you. Good afternoon. Just look around and look at you guys. I know you guys have been doing processes, but just look at each other and see what's happening after you've talked to each other. See the glow about each other. See the luminosity that's emanating from the very depth of your being. And just say to an individual, say just as you were doing earlier, just say, I recognize the brilliance in you. Say it out loud. And you have come to set it free. To make a mighty difference on this planet and to help change the world for the better. Now scream about that. Scream about it. It is my joy, my honor to be here with my Mind Valley family at A-Fest and to remind all of us that, of course, what we're creating here and what Vision has pulled together is a living field that is as rich and as real as gravity, as rich as real as electromagnetism. What you're creating here is a field of love and beauty, intentionality, and peace that's impacting us right here and right now. And you're becoming aware that you are spiritual astronauts that are putting on this kind of an atmosphere and taking it with you wherever you go. That you are somewhere within you, you already know that you are a unique emanation of infinite potential, of infinite divine possibilities, and you have come to set this free in ways that are right now beyond your wildest imaginings. That this field that we are co-creating right here and right now is pulling us away from the undercurrent of the lower frequencies of life that deal with lack, limitation, scarcity, not enoughness, fear, doubt, worry, bigotry, racism, homophobia. You're being pulled out of those thought forms that are beseeching the human experience and stepping into an awareness that this field that you're co-creating is where you can live forever. As a unique, as a distinct, unique emanation of infinite potential, carrying all of what the presence is, you are a composite spiritual idea that carries everything that the infinite is, but you are a unique expression of that. There's no one else exactly like you, and if you don't do you, you won't be done. If you don't do you, you won't be done. So, as this distinct, individualized expression of the Most High presence, you took an incarnation, the eternal, the cosmic, cosmos, as distinct as you jumped into time as a human incarnation, and as you incarnate, you were imprinted. You were imprinted by the social milieu that was going on at the time, the thoughts and the beliefs of your parents. You were imprinted by the society. You were imprinted by history, imprinted by the past that had coagulated into human experience, and you have learned to survive that imprint. You've learned to adapt from that by that imprint. And ultimately, because you are here, you're learning to transcend and transform beyond the imprint. And actually, the four ways of being in the world is survival, adaptation, transformation, and dissolution. So this imprint that hit you, you've learned to survive it. Some people, then they learn to adapt to it. And then they transcend it through transformational technologies, of which you are learning here today. And then there's a dissolution process that is everything that no longer belongs to you, that can't hang out in the vibration that you've now become, begins to dissolve, begins to disintegrate. You begin to lose it. And so that's sometimes called the crisis. Sometimes it's called an existential crisis. Sometimes it's called a midlife crisis. Sometimes it's called teenage angst. But in the moment in which you go through the period of dissolution, letting go past identities, previously held masks and beliefs and points of view, the process starts all over again. You come to another level of awareness. However, you're at the level of transformation. You are here. to be transformed by the renewing of your mind and soul on a regular basis, so that you're constantly living, not in adaptation, but you're constantly living in transformation, transcendence, dissolution. Transformation, transcendence, dissolution. Over and over and over again to reflect and to reveal the infinite nature of your being and the soul. So you did not arrive here to walk lockstep in status quo. You did not peer over into time and say, I think I'm going to go to planet Earth and I'm just going to do what everybody else is doing. No, you did not. You arrived on planet Earth to shatter the status quo, to break free from prevailing paradigms, to not just study history, but to make history. You have come to break free in such a way that who you are as an infinite, divine emanation of pure intelligence, unconditional love, perfect peace, life itself can begin to reveal itself in ways that it never has before, because you have never existed before you. As this divine emanation, because you are here, are saying yes to the activation of your potential and to set it free. Now, we all have the same purpose. In my language, you all have the same purpose. And that purpose is to reflect and to reveal the cosmos in a way that has never happened before. You can say the divine presence. You can say great God of the universe. You can say divine life. Whatever it is, we have the purpose to reveal this presence, this cosmic happening, to localize the cosmic happening in a way that has never, ever happened before. We all have different missions of how we do that, but our purpose is to reveal that, and that is how you break free from the status quo, walking lockstep. In other words, you have arrived here today to take your smallpox vaccine. Small box. People living in small boxes. You're here to take a small box vaccine so that you're setting yourself free. You can scream about it. It's okay. I like noise. I like not noise. I like a cacophony of screaming. Anyway, you come to take a small box vaccine. Now, as you are walking in the direction of your sacred yes, as you're walking in the direction of yielding to your potential, having outrageous dreams to have contagious memes, dreams that are beyond the present paradigm, dreams that are beyond what you think you can accomplish on your own, dreams that are beyond what you've ever thought before, you end up having a contagious meme. A meme is not just what you put on your Facebook or on your Instagram. A meme is something, an idea that's delivered to each other by no means of genetic connection. We become very contagious. And in the process of doing that, we bump into being influential. Now, there's different kinds of ways in which individuals influence. One is covert. People try to influence you covertly. You have a tendency to resist that. People want you to believe what they believe. They want you to think the way they think. They want you to buy what they want you to buy. That's covert influencing. I mean, that's overt influencing. Then I just might as well say, because my talk is the source of influence, in case you didn't know that. Then there is covert influence. And this is, for instance, a mother may say to a child, oh, I like the way Johnny's acting, and it's covertly trying to get the child to act like Johnny. So there's covert influencing, and then there's subliminal influencing. Subliminal influence is, you've all seen subliminal influence. You've seen advertisements. You've seen beautiful women standing next to cars, smoking cigarettes, and you either want the car or the cigarette in order to get the women. It's subliminal. So there's covert and overt, covert, and subliminal. But then there is being influential. Being influential means that you have surrendered your life. You are in service to something that's bigger than your little self. And you are being influenced by that which is bigger than your little self, and then you begin to radiate that particular quality. You're not covertly doing it. You're not overtly doing it. You're not subliminally doing it. You have become a tuning fork, radiating with that frequency and that vibration, and you develop a kind of electromagnetism in which the very thing that you're in service to radiates through you so profoundly that it activates that energy in others without you saying a word, without you trying to convince somebody, without you trying to make somebody do something. The vibration that you are carrying influences, so you have become influential rather than trying to influence. The source of being influential is service to something higher than yourself, something larger than your little self. So it begins to carry you. Now, all of us, somebody say hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now, you have to understand, of course, that you cannot influence the infinite, whatever name you choose to call it. You can't influence God. If you could, we'd all be in trouble. You see, because the presence, by every name you want to call it, it's the same yesterday, today, and forever, never compromises itself, never contradicts its nature, never works against itself. It's always the same. It's always carrying the vibration of love and beauty and intelligence and order, luminosity, brilliance. You can't influence it, but it can influence you as you are in service to one of its attributes, and then you glow. You become so luminous with this presence. You cannot help but influence individuals by the radiant vibration that's emanating from you. And then is a wonderful, magnificent truth about that. You're no longer a neutral individual. These attributes of love and beauty, intelligence, abundance, harmonizing prosperity, all of these qualities are non-neutral. They are constantly active, which means as you begin to surrender yourself to something higher, becoming service to something higher, and you become influenced by that, you will drive people away or you will draw people to you, but there's no neutrality there. You will draw individuals who are open and receptive and want to be about that dynamic energy, and you would drive people away that don't want to play at that particular level. You won't have to do anything but be yourself. You'll drive or you'll draw. Now, how do we move about in this realm? There's effluence, affluence, and influence. Effluence is generosity. It's giving. There can be no permanent affluence unless there's effluence in your consciousness. So first, you're in service to something higher. And you begin to ask yourself, because you've been given everything, you're a composite spiritual idea that carries the infinite in ways beyond your wildest imagining. You have to live in the inquiry of what can I give? What can I share? How can I shine? How can I radiate? You have to give up the thought of what can I get from the world. The world has nothing for you at all. There is nothing the world has for you other than an opportunity for you to give, for you to share, for you to serve, for you to radiate, for you to activate your potential. That's all the world has for you. And just to be clear, there's a difference between the world and the planet. The world and the planet are not the same thing. The planet is Mother Earth, Gaia, rainforests, rivers, 3/4 water, trees. It's a magnificent, luminous being that's becoming more and more conscious of itself. And then there is the world. The world is held together by opinions, points of view, positionalities, beliefs, which is why individuals can be on the same spot on the planet but be in different worlds. The world and the planet is not the same thing. The world has nothing for you, you see. You are here to ask, how can I shine? How can I give? How can I share? How can I radiate? And as you become influenced by what you're surrendering to, you change the narrative in the world. You shift the narrative. Instead of lack, limitation, fear, doubt, worry, separation, not enoughness, your narrative becomes, I have everything that I need within me. I am surrendered to something larger than my little self. I am in service to it. That flows through me. I become a tuning fork. And then because of my radiance, everything that I need shows up in ways by which I do not have to manipulate to get them. I'm already that vibration. I'm already that frequency. So I don't have to manipulate someone. All I have to do is be me, articulate to my vision, over and over and over again to myself, be able to fluently say what I have surrendered my life to, the higher purpose of my existence, and then my world begins to change. I live in a different world. I live in a world of abundance and joy. So first, there must be effluence. How can I give? I must put a groove in my mind so that the inquiry is always there. How can I give today? How can I shine today? How can I radiate today? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Are you getting this? Somebody scream about it. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. After effluence, then there is affluence. Affluence is all of your needs met. When there's effluence with an E, then there's affluence with an A, which means you're tapping into the abundance that is everywhere, that never depletes itself, never runs out. As the Bhagavad Gita reminds us, you take abundance from abundance, and abundance still remains. You cannot deplete any of it, but you're living in that octave, that frequency, that vibration, because you are living in effluence first. Affluence shows up, and now you're the vibration of influence. Again, you're not making it happen. You're making it welcome. You're not making it happen. You're not forcing it. So then you get to do what? You get to fuel and fund the global brain. In other words, the global brain exists. You're going to learn technologies on particular applications on how to market, how to plan, how to use your technology in order to touch more and more people. The global brain already exists. We're live streaming right now. We're touching people all over the world. You can be on your computer and talk to somebody in Japan right now. The global brain already exists. What we're creating is the global heart. In other words, you are funding the global brain with the global heart because you are not just trying to covertly and overtly influence. You are being influenced by something larger than yourself, so you're becoming influential. And now the global heart begins to emerge. Right use of technology, not manipulation. Right use of all of the tools you are going to learn because you are the right individual to use the technology. As the Zen statement would say, if the right person does the wrong thing, it'll turn out right. But if the wrong person does the right thing, it'll turn out wrong. Speaking of consciousness, if your intention is high, if in fact you're surrendering to a higher order of life, you're in service to something higher, you have become what the Zen would call the right individual, the right person. So even if you stumble and you make mistakes and you don't quite know what you're doing and you're on a high learning curve, it's going to turn out right. Why? Because you're in tune with the fundamental harmony of the universe. But if you are the wrong person, what can I get? Stingy, greed, avarice, hate. You can do all the right stuff, but it's going to turn out wrong because you're not in tune with the fundamental harmony of the universe. Are you catching what I'm saying here? Are you catching this? Are you catching this? So, yes, you want to be influential, and you want to understand the overt, covert, and subliminal aspects of influencing, but where you want to be in order for all of the technologies to work is be able to go inside of your own soul and remember why you came to earth. You did not come to walk lockstep in the status quo. You did not come to just adapt to how you've been imprinted. You have come to transform your life, wake up again and remember your soul call, and then be of service with effluence, generosity, giving as your inquiry every single day, and you will discover by law, the universe by law will bring you your assignments every single day. When I wake up in the morning, I do a great degree of oftentimes gratitude, sometimes still laying in the bed. I'm just very grateful for my life, grateful for everything that's occurring in my life. I'm grateful for the lessons I'm learning. I'm grateful, grateful, and grateful. And then I surrender. I turn my life over to the presence that is never in absence. And then I say, what is my assignment today? What is my assignment? Now, I know I have a lot of things I have to do, running a spiritual community and doing different things, but I always say, where is my assignment? So that I'm aware of something that comes across my field that I am to be about, that will not only grow me, but make an impact on the individual or on the circumstance or on the situation that comes in front of me. Gratitude, surrender, what is my assignment? Gratitude, surrender, what is my assignment? Say with me, if you will, I'm a tuning fork for the divine. Say it with a little bit more gusto. I'm a tuning fork for the divine. I am a tuning fork for divine intelligence. I'm a tuning fork for unconditional love. Divine peace. Infinite joy. It flows through me. Ah, somebody scream about it. So the true source of influence is your service to something higher. Without that, you're living a life of manipulation, trying to get something to be successful. However, when you begin to surrender your life to something higher, an attribute of the presence, even your definition of success changes. I remember speaking about success 1.0 is I get rich. Success 2.0 is I get rich and become a philanthropist. Success 3.0 is as I'm becoming successful, my give back is already built into my business plan. In other words, my business carries with it the bottom lines of the planet, people, purpose, and prosperity. The 4 P's. So already built into the business plan is where I'm giving back, where I'm making a difference on the planet, where I'm making a difference for people, and prosperity is there. When you become influenced by something higher, the bottom line isn't just profit. Your definition of success changes, and you're here for a whole larger order of being, and it fuels you. It funds you because you are in tune, again, with the fundamental order of the universal presence. You're not by yourself. You are opening up to something higher.